Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. A few of you had asked how I went about making this wee book. It really was inspired by my porch prints, where I bought a couple of pre-printable ones. They're just wee mini books, and it was so easy to put together, and you get the wee pages and print them all off. This one's a Winnie the Pooh. But I don't know, some of them were a bit AI inspired, which I am totally against, so I wanted to make my own and do my own stamping. Just put my own stamp on the whole book, so this is what I've come up with. The one I'm going to make today is slightly bigger, would you believe? Same paper, but it's just using offcuts from your stash and simple print paper, just cheap print paper. You'll get 3 pieces out of each sheet, and you only need 6. And when you're doing it, you can decide if you want to just leave them all blank. You can actually draw lines in yourself, or put them on your printer and print them off before you cut them, and then leave spaces in between, ink all around the edges, decorate it up, put wee words of inspiration, and it's a simple wee book, so easy to pop in a wee drawer for a teenager or whoever fancies one. So I'm going to show you how to do it. For your cover, I've went ahead and started. I'm actually going to write my corners here because I do like that effect. The cover measures 3 5/8 deep, 3 5/8 by 2, oh wait a minute, 3 5/8 by 2.5, that's not right, yours not. Oh, good start. No, 3 5/8, I was right. 3 5/8 wide by 2.5 inches tall. Now you can go any size you want, just whatever size. Remember, your binding bit in the middle needs to be the thickness of the amount of pages you're using. So if you made it thicker, just add another set of pages so that it sits in nice, which I will show you how to do now. So one more to round off. Oops. I have stuck a piece of double-sided sticky tape that I've added a couple of wee pieces of this ribbon crinkle seam binding, which I had a wee tiny bit left, and I'm hoping it does tag. Give it that wee vintage look. I'm going to decorate that up the way I did this one with a tag, a couple of wee embellishments from the drawer, and that will get rid of more of my stash, which is my aim at the minute. So anyway, cut yourself 6 pieces of paper. Just use your cheap copy paper. You can do it in any colour. If you have paper there that I have lovely mottled paper I might use the next time. But you need, I'm going to put 6 sets in mine. I think it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 6. And get your scoreboard. It measures 9 inches by 2.5 deep, and you want to score it at 1.5 inches. Just hold it because it is copy paper. I really need you to hold it. So 1.5 and 3 and 4.5. And if you're using a long board, just keep going and go 4.5, 6 and 7.5. I'm using a wee short one, so I'm just spinning it round and going again at 1.5 and 3. And that is your paper ready to go. So you just need to do a couple of wee folds. So we're going to fold the very first paper into this one here. So now's your time to line it up best you can. Don't worry if you get it slightly crooked. You can trim off slightly at the bottom, so long as you trim them all to this more or less the same size, you'll have no problem. So flip it over like concertina, fold it the whole way down using your score lines as your mark. That should keep you fairly straight. You can see I'm going off here a wee bit already. That's just me rushing, or I could have, my paper could have moved when I was scoring it. Any options at all, because it is very lightweight paper. Well, as I say, it's only a wee chunk of book, so don't worry about it. If it goes off skew, just pull it in. Give it a nice score. Score both sides. And then you're opening up these. You want to form this kind of thing, but you want to add a wee bit of distress ink, or use any colour you want. I went really dark, so I'm going to have to completely go. This is called Walnut Stain, and I'm just going to open each page out like this and just give it a wee rub. Look around this side again, and to get those centre seams, fold your page back, do one side, flip it over, and do the other side, and just keep doing that the whole way through your wee book. You just put it back, open up this page, and you're ready to go here, and just continue on round, repeating that process, and I'll come straight back to you. So that's that one all done, right through. I trimmed off the top like a fraction, just a wee fraction, because I didn't get it totally straight. If you do that, you may need to go back in and just rub your brush with your ink, just to make that brown again, because you'll have cut off some of the brown. So now you want to start stacking them. If you want to decorate the way I did, some with lines, some with decoration, now's the time to do it. Decide which ones. Draw your lines in just with the ruler. Simple. Or if you have a nice wee stamp, sometimes you get a nice wee stamp with lines. Something I will have to think about, and just go in with a pencil even. And you don't need your lines going the whole way, just go from there to there and then just move down a bit. Leave the depth that you think would be suitable, and you just get nice wee spaces for the person to write on. And they're not going to be all, unless you're going to sit down and mark, I couldn't be bothered. I would just want to get it done quick. If you're making, I'm making a whole pile of these for my daughter to give away at the Queen's University Con. She has a table at it and sells a lot of her artwork, which is why I don't agree with the AA. Don't do your artists out of business. Your imagination is what we need to grow. So do this. You'll get that whole section, do again there, and then when you finish that, your next one will be stamping. So you want to do your stamping, but to keep your books right at this stage, if you're not going to join them up right away, turn them over the back, and we're going to put a bit of glue and join them together. So not the first one, go to the second page in. Either side, it doesn't matter if you've turned it upside down or whatever, so long as you haven't stamped on it. And just close that over on top of that. And if you want to straighten up there anywhere that looks a bit funky, do the same again. Go to the side and go to the second one in. Fold that into the centre there and give it a nice wee press. And that leaves you with your nicely joined section. So that's the way you want your pages to look, each one, and just make sure your glue's taken. Give it a nice wee, but it's a nice wee bit of space to stamp on, or you can just go in with some like die cuts, cut that off and have part of a butterfly, a wee bit of words of inspiration. I used the Hunky Dory book of Worden, which is great. Stick a wee flower in if you've closed your book up. If not, stamp directly onto it and just enjoy a bit of colouring in, but don't use your markers, use watercolour pencils or something like that. So we're going to continue. This one's going to be lines. I'm going to go in and just add more lines here and come straight back to you. I'm just doing another one here that says, well, you might as well open it out and do your lines like that. You can do so much quicker. I definitely am going to invest in a nice wee stamp that does this one, because I prefer it all to be nicely done. So you're doing a whole page at once, which is pretty good. And don't mind my crooked eye. And pencil line is a wee bit less harsh than dealing with a fine liner or something, depending on the look you want. And then I think it's good to choose a wee theme for your book, so that you can follow through with butterflies and nice quotes about life, or teenage stuff, or older person stuff. Older person, that's me now. But even a wee daily record of your feelings or somebody's anxiety or something, it sometimes helps to write these things down. As crooked as the day I was born, but sure, who cares? You're not going to see one page on top of the other. I'll say, get yourself a stamp. If you find the next one, let me know. Right, so now I will just go from there, or do my pages up, go into the second one on both sides and add your glue. Do one at a time so that you're folding that in and you're getting a chance to make sure that it's going where you want it to go. Oh, don't do that. Just remember you're using copy paper. So go to the other side and do that one. I'll not have time to do my stamping today, so I'm going to add wee pictures or something once this book's closed up, because I don't want to close it or keep it open and not being able to show you. So as I'm going along, I'm marking them with a number. So the first one with lines, second one is plain, third one is lines, fourth one's going to be plain, and fifth lines, and last one plain. I might actually add another set of pages. You decide yourself. Depends. I didn't even tell you about the cover. Where did I even put it? There. Whenever you get your cover and you've decided, you need to make sure and leave yourself about a ½ inch in the centre for your spine. As I said, this one is 3 5/8 wide by 2.5 deep. Do all the corners, add your ribbon, and put in the scoreboard and I scored it at 1 5/8 and just turned it around and went 1 5/8. So I've left with that nice wee centrepiece from the book. And that's about as thick as I'd like it. So just keep building these up and line them up as best you can. and just keep going until you've got your books all like so. So I'm going to go and finish these other two and come straight back. Right, that's all my pages. I've added actually an extra set. I thought I had done 6 for the first one. I counted through there and it's actually 7. So I have lines, plain, lines, plain, lines, plain, and lines to finish. So now we need to join these all together to form our wee book. So just start with your first one. Forget about this page. We're going to go to this page and add some glue. So this is the back page of your first set. And just add glue and then take your number 2 and set it on top and line it up as best you can. Just make sure you keep the backbone nice and straight, so they're all lined up that way, so they're, you know, one's always at the front because you've got your number marked. So you've got a plain one, and now you want to add some glue in here. You can see that's slipping already, so push that in. Use a glue like this collal glue that you still have time to maneuver that. So turn that over. That's the back. If you've went ahead and stamped, make sure that you've got your stamping the right way up before you glue anything, in case you get confused, which is easy done. So glue on top of number 3, and again set it on top. Tap it all down, top and bottom. So we know still number 1 is still, whoops, facing at the front, so just turn it down, put your glue onto this one. Set number 4 on top, tap it all down. I think I forgot to trim that last one. It's fine, but it's all good. So glue again, your number 1 facing down, put your glue on again. Number 5 facing down. Tap it all through. Put a nice wee press. Number 1 down again. Add number 6. Again, tap them all down and give it a good press. Again, number 1 down. Add your glue. Number 7, turn it over and set it in, and you can see where I've pasted my last piece. Rather than opening up another page of copy paper, I used what was cut off from the pages that I did make and just paste the last wee paper. It's going to be attached to the back of your so nobody's going to see it on the back of your cover. So they're all nicely glued together, and then you can just go in and double check there's no pages sticking. So my glue is a bit messy. Maybe it's me that's a bit messy, but just check that there's none totally glued together. If you left, you mightn't get them apart again later. So don't let your spine come apart because the glue's still drying. Just keep going until you get them separated out. That does make the cutest wee book. And then you theme it whatever way. Seems okay. Now you could put this on a few clamps if you want to clamp it all nice and solid, but I'm going straight in here. As I said, I'd added my ribbon and I've double-sided tape there, so I won't take that off. And I'm going to put glue on page 1. You don't need to worry about the spine at the back. It's going to do its own thing whenever you want to fold that up so that you're inside the block of your book, making sure you're inside top and bottom. Press that nicely, flip it over, and then use that to keep you straight, making sure everything's inside there, nothing's in the wrong space, and just give it a good press. Now all inside. Yep. And then just do the same at the back. Take off your double-sided tape that's holding your ribbon, put the glue onto your paper on that last page, and then just fold your book over, making sure. Now you're going to squish this a wee bit if you haven't built it fully up. I've left room because I'm going to be adding more pages, so you can go in and press that back page, just making sure that it's inside the edges of the cover, and just squeeze it, like let it pop out like that. And you're not doing any harm to your book, but you're making sure that everything is captured. And then I would just clamp it. Where did I put my wee clamps? There's one. So I'm just going to clamp that on the front, and it's going to give that a good grip. And I need another one at the back. You just want to make sure all your papers are taken nicely. Just clamp that the whole way around, even it won't do it any harm whatsoever. And leave it, and that will be your little book made and ready for writing in or decorating, depending on what way you did it yourself. So isn't it so easy? Like, it really is easy, and you'll end up with a sweet thing. Very simple, and decorate it to your heart's desire. Or if you haven't got small enough words and you want that black type and you haven't got stamps, print them off on your computer and just cut them, and you can stick them in place. Just print, use one of your fonts that you have that prints the black background and white typing, and it does look really good. So just have fun. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch us all again soon. Bye.